guys, and welcome to another Animal Crossing video. For today, we are going to talk about Nookazon. So, for those that are unaware, Nookazon is a trading game, I guess you'd say. It's a site, it's nookazon.com. I've been using it for a year now. You can see right on the page here, it says I joined June of last year. And I figure I've been on here long enough. I've bought enough things. I've sold enough things. You can see my rating's 302. Not everyone reviews you, so that means I've traded more than 300 things. And I feel like it's a little over a year now, and I can give my true opinion on this site. I've definitely put the time into, learning Nookazon. So I've got my status set to offline right now. The reason I do that is because I have a lot of listings. So if I scroll down here, this is a bunch of the stuff I'm selling, and there's a lot. Like, it goes down far, and then there's even a load more that loads even more. I've got probably 3 pages of stuff I sell on a regular basis. So what you do is, if you don't really want to do anything on the site, you set yourself to offline and they can't see your listings. So that's what I've got myself at right now because I'm not currently in game. I know some people will actually sell while they're out of game. I don't. I like to be in game mode in order to do trades. I don't want to have to rush powering on my Switch and getting into game for a trade. So yeah, you can make your own little bio here. Mine used to be pretty basic. It started as just the status here, and I started offering crafting to people, and quite a few people have taken me up on that offer. And then this one came about a year after. A year after people, bidding 1,000 on like 20 flowers or something. That's when I started putting them a little strict on the starting bid, pretty much. One thing I've learned is if you go into, like, let's hit my wish list and let's just look at something. So go here. Lots of this stuff. Make an offer. I hate that stuff. It's not so bad when it's bells. You can offer bells. But when it's their wish list items, you don't know if they think that's a good offer. I'd personally rather have a starting bid and then I can go from there. So I have always hated people who just ask for wish list items. Okay, so let's search moon. Moons are, go for quite a decent amount. So, let's see. Like, this is a prime example. This is all the stuff they want for a moon, which I think's crazy. Especially since 5 moon chairs are part of it, and then 10 purple nova lights for 1 moon. So some of the stuff can be pretty crazy that people ask for. I'm not spotting it right now, but many times you'll come across someone who only wants wish list items, and then you go click, and this is a moon. This sells for a good amount, so chances are they're not gonna take a star fragment for a moon, or even an ice cream lamp for a moon. Like, yeah, I've often really not liked the wish list ones. So back to my page here, you've got the different statuses, online, busy, offline, and that's why I have my status here. So, I set my status depending on what I'm doing. I don't like to sell and buy at the same time because when you sell, you typically go to the buyer's island, and when you are buying, they typically like to go to your island because, well, they're the seller, right? So it's constant, fencing up my beginning area because trust issues, right? And all that. So So yeah, I don't like to do the two together. I will usually go in buy mode later on if I'm gonna buy. I'm always selling more than I'm buying. I might buy an item like once a week, but I'll sell a crap load of items daily. So yeah. So this is how I have so many bells. You guys have seen in past videos that I've had almost 100 mil bells without going to a treasure island. And I've had, upwards to 500 Nook Mile tickets. And it's because of this site. I was doing good for bells before starting to use Nookazon, but Nook Mile tickets, I always hated redeeming those Nook Mile tickets through the game because it's so slow. After 10, I'm done. So what I chose to do is when I found out about Nookazon, I decided that that's how I was going to get my Nook Mile tickets, and I was just going to bank all my Nook Mile rewards, which I'm happy I did now because we have the update coming out this week. And I have found out that if you want everything in that update that requires Nook Mile rewards, you're looking at needing 90,000. 90,000 is what it would cost to get every single thing that's gonna be new for Nook Mile reward redemption. So yeah, and I've got almost 300,000, so I'm good. And yeah, so I feel pretty rich in the game because since I use Nookazon, I get a lot of Nook Mile tickets and bells. And then, of course, I bank the rewards because I don't have to buy the Nook Mile tickets, right? So yeah, this is the way to do it. You can sell tons of stuff. When I first started, I was all about selling flowers. That was what brought me to the site, was that I felt like I was being ripped vendoring flowers to the Nook shop, and so I started selling them over here. And that is how I started my, moolah collection, I guess. So as you can see, you can link Discord. I am part of the Nookazon Discord, but I don't link my Discord because I don't want to be harassed. And yeah, so I have chosen not to link it, but I am part of the Nookazon Discord, so you can actually find me there if you felt like scrolling through the long-ass list. Creator code, I might actually eventually add my creator code, and I may add a dream address down the road. I just haven't, and this is my Twitter. I don't bother putting my friend code in because I don't want to get a bunch of friend requests off the site. And I don't put anything in contact info because I think it's kind of cringe to advertise my YouTube and shit in here. But yeah, so I'm just pretty plain as far as info here. So you can put your island and your name. I highly suggest that you use your actual island and your actual name so that they know it's you when you come pick up the item you're buying. And then the review section, you will get reviewed as you're doing trades. Usually the seller will review you first because they're the ones that close the trade. But it can go either way. You won't always get reviewed, but unless you do a real crappy job, you will always get a 5-star. Sometimes people will be lazy and they'll do a review like this right here, where they just do the 5-star. They don't write anything, they just do the 5-star, which, in my personal opinion, I don't care. I get it. I've done 302 reviews that I've gotten, which means I've probably reviewed more than that because I always review who reviews me, but there's also been times where I review and they don't. So I've definitely done more than 302 reviews, and I'll tell you right now, I'll tell you my dirty little secret, and that is that I copy paste pretty much the same review every time. So after a while, you will either just 5-star them or you'll have pretty much the same thing to say. The only time mine really differs is if something real phenomenal happened or they had a really pretty island or they gifted me some extra stuff, then I really customize my default review. Catalog you can add. I started when I first came to Nookazon, I started adding a bunch of cataloged items. And after a while, it was too much. It just took too long to catalog. I have way too many things in Animal Crossing to be manually cataloging everything. It was a one-day process, which went pretty far, because I have some more stuff. So I did put a lot into it. But the time did come where I was like, oh, this is crazy. I can't do anymore. And yeah, but I did put a lot of cataloged items in here. Auctions I don't really use, but there is an auction tab. Offers is where you will see your stuff. I'm offline, right? So I have nothing to show. But if someone put an offer on my items, it would be in this open section. And then when you accept it, it will go here. If you decline it, it's there. And then, of course, there is the history. Now, if you're buying something, you're going to want the shopping cart that's at the top right. So you click the shopping cart. Open will be all the items you're bidding on. And the accepted will be when they accept it. And then, of course, there's history on the items that you have purchased. So this is where your messages will be. The messaging is a little wonky. In order to delete your messages, you have to archive it. And if you don't delete, you end up with a massive list like this. And I do a lot of trading, so I don't think about going to delete it at the end of every day, which is why I have this massive long list of chat. So your notifications are right here. You will want to make sure that your tab is open so that you can hear it. As long as you got your headphones in or whatever, your speakers on, you will hear it. It's like a little ding that happens when someone's putting an offer on or rates you or whatnot. So anything that happens, you will get alerted. And yeah, so I really do like the notification part of Nookazon. So that is basically it. Hopefully I didn't go too much into that. I'm just trying to help you newcomers to Nookazon really get a feel for what's going on. Because sometimes the site can maybe be a little overwhelming when you first get to it. This is the home page here, so you can go to the home page. You can see that people are, featured here. And there's, of course, your hot items of the day. This one is because I have these in my wish list, so you can go to the For You, and anything's in your wish list will be down here. On that topic, there's one thing I forgot to mention, and that's in your wish list, looking for. I tend to do that all the time. I'll search something, I won't like what the price is, so I will add it. Like, for instance, let's just add stars to... or superstar will work, I guess. We're gonna remove it after because I don't need it. But you go to your item and then you can just hit looking for and it'll put it in your looking for section and people see that. I have gotten a lot of offers on items that are in my looking for. It'll come across as so-and-so wants to sell you a superstar. I'm just gonna remove that. These 22 hours, you can relist your stuff once every 24 hours. That's what this Accrue Pro is. If we click on this, it'll give us that. I don't need a Crew Pro. I have no intentions on ever using it or subbing to it. Nookazon does everything that I need it to do for me right now. As far as ad-free experience, I don't really get ads. Like you can see that this is where an ad should be, and sometimes an ad will appear, but I use ad block. I don't really see the ads. And when I do, they're in convenient locations where I pretty much don't see them, even although they're on screen. Because there's one that'll show up to the side here. It's not interfering in my stuff. And then if I go here, there would be an ad here. Obviously my ad block's catching it. I don't see it. Sometimes I will see it though. There's one. So there's an ad that just popped up. We barely notice it because it's over to the side. And then sometimes they'll have an ad that's like under this, or wherever it's placed, it's not in my way, so not big deal. Think that's enough on just bringing you through the basics of Nookazon. Let's go do a trade. Okay, so this trade is actually the best one I could show you because this is a great trader. So this was a trade for the large mushroom stand, so I gave him that. He also wanted a mush lamp crafted, so he dropped materials for that, and I went and crafted the item and dropped that for him. That was free of charge. Like, he had the materials. I wasn't gonna charge him for that, obviously. And on top of that, he dropped a gift. So this is a pretty common thing that can happen when you're trading. There's a lot of nice people on Nookazon, and a lot of the time they will drop a gift. One thing I have noticed, and it's something I do as well when I'm gifting people, is your wish list item. If you want to get gifts, keep your wish list item updated. I know for me, when I'm gifting someone, that's where I go. I'll click on their wish list item, see if I have something that they need, and that's what I gift them in their gift bag. So definitely might be a great idea to, start up a wish list if you don't have one. And for me, you might have noticed earlier in the video that I had multiple wish lists. I'm very much an organized person, so I didn't put it all in like one wish list. I had a section for art, a section for wallpaper, flooring, painting, statues, and then there was the mists wish list was like everything else pretty much. Random items. So definitely that might be something you want to do, is keep your wish list updated. And yeah, some islands that you could go to, they may have you fenced in. Trust is a big thing on Nookazon. Scams do happen. I have lucked out, and out of my 300 plus trades, I have not been scammed yet, but when it comes to people coming to my island, I'm very protective of my island, and I fence in my whole entrance area, which, sometimes I've kept it open. It really depends on their rating. You learn who can be trusted and who can't, looking at reviews. If they're a low rated buyer or seller is a great way. Sometimes you'll look at a review. If someone got scammed, it's gonna be right in their review list there. So that's also a good thing you could do to prevent yourself from being scammed. Honestly, most of the time, I'm not too concerned with this. I know it can happen, of course, but most of the stuff I buy is pretty cheap. It'll be anywhere between 10 to 50 Nook Mile tickets, which sounds like a lot, but you collect a lot, so it ends up sounding like nothing later on. And only really once did I spend a lot of money on something? And I will admit, I was a little leery, but I risked it. Judy, I bought her from Nookazon, and I paid 5 million bells for her. I think it might have even been 7. For some reason, 7 is coming to mind as well. So somewhere between 5 to 7 mil bells I paid for Judy. There definitely are situations where it could happen. You just do your best to be as cautious as you can. And that pretty much concludes this video. So I wanted to get this out there today, mainly because the update is on Friday, and this is a great way to earn some money, some Nook miles, and it's fast. So like, don't worry if you're seeing this video and you're like, oh damn, the update's tomorrow, you know, like say you're watching it on Thursday. All you need is a day. You know, if you just focus one day to Nookazon, you will have more than enough currency that you need for the update. Nookazon is easy mode when it comes to gaining some money. This is a good method for paying off loans too. I frown against that though. I will admit that I didn't start using it until long after my loans were paid. I feel like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's your game. You play how you want to play. But I do feel like Nookazon shouldn't really be used until you've at least done storyline and you've worked for your island. You know, I fully believe that, you know, loans should be paid with your hard-earned bells, and then after that, it's just, you know, just trading after that, right? But like I said, everyone plays a game how they want, right? Some people are against time travel, some people aren't. You know, some people are against Nookazon or, you know, other services similar to it. You know, I used to, before Nookazon, I did use a turnip site that I would sell turnips at. So there are many things out there. Nookazon's just like the really popular one. It's probably the best one out there, but there are multiple things. The only thing I would highly suggest is that you never pay real money for anything in Animal Crossing. So, and that's what makes Nookazon so good, is that you're just trading in-game currencies, right? You're trading your Nook Mile tickets and your bells and some wish list items. So overall, I think Nookazon's a great method for this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Good luck getting your Nook Mile tickets and your currency. Definitely don't spend any Nook Mile reward points because you're not going to need to. You can get everything you need from this site. And that's all I got for you. So have a good one. Have fun with the update and the DLC on Friday. Thanks everyone for watching. An extra big thanks to the members of the channel. And we will see you in the next video. Bye guys.